Hello and welcome to another update on the Wilsonville real estate market. My name is Steve Thoele. I'm a principal broker with Premier Property Group. And this update is going to cover the last 8 weeks of market activity ending this past Sunday, March 17th. So let me share my screen with you now and we'll go through the info here. So first off, we'll look at active listing activity. This last week, I showed we had 9 properties come on the market in Wilsonville. That's down from the prior 2 or 3 weeks here where we had 12. In terms of total listings, you can kind of see we had a low, started off at 70, got down to a low of 60, and this last week kind of hit 65. So not a big variation here in terms of inventory over the past 8 weeks. Median list price and days on market, you can kind of see we had a low of 709 here 8 weeks back, and then just 2 weeks later it got clear up to a high of 760. Since then, we've kind of come back down. We've been kind of in the 730s here over the past month. This last week, 732. And then days on market, you can kind of see we had a high of 49 days to begin with 8 weeks back, and then we've been kind of in the 30s from there for the most part. This last week did dip down to a low of 25 days of average market time for these most recent 65 homes on the market in Wilsonville. Okay, moving along to pending sales. This last week, showed we had 9 properties go pending, just down a couple from the week prior where we had 11, which kind of tied a high for the past 8 weeks. In terms of total pendings, you can kind of see that's definitely been on the rise over the past 8 weeks. Started off at 25 pendings here 8 weeks back, and that has been rising pretty steadily up to 40, hit 40 as of this last week, pendings in Wilsonville. The median price and days on market for the pendings, you can see we started off at 680,000 8 weeks back, dipped down to a low of 630, and then we've been kind of in the 690s over the past month. Last 2 weeks it's been at 692,000 for the median price, and then days on market been a little up and down. Started off at 54, got up to a high of 101 days about a month ago. And last 2 weeks been kind of in the 40s. This last week, 48 days of average market time for these most recent 40 homes that are pending. And then last we'll look at is sold listing activity. So as the time I put this together, show we had 6 properties cross over from pending to sold this last week. See that's down a couple from the prior weeks in terms of weekly closings. When on a 4-week basis here, when you look back over the prior 4 weeks on a week-by-week basis, that's definitely you can kind of see a pretty huge increase here over the past 8 weeks. So we started off at only 9 properties that sold over the prior 4 weeks here to begin with, and you can kind of see that's just steadily increased up to a high of 28 as of this last week had closed over the prior 4 weeks. So definitely quite a dramatic increase in the number of solds. The median price and days on market for those solds, prices had come down from where they were. The highest was 690, and then it kind of dropped way down into the low 600s, and that's kind of where it's held from there. This last week was 612,000 for the median sale price, and then days on market. You can kind of see we hit a low of 43 days of average market time here 6 weeks back. That trended up to about 101 days just 2 weeks ago. It did drop back a bit this last week to 81 days of average market time for these most recent 28 sales in Wilsonville. And then, oops, we went a little too far here. So the last thing we'll look at is weeks of inventory and the sale price as a percent of the original list price. So we had not very many sales and pretty level of inventory or supply. We had this didn't look very good. We had 31 weeks of inventory to begin with, and you kind of see that's just really fallen like a rock. As sales have kind of come up and supplies held steady. So we are down to about 9 weeks of inventory. So a little over 2 months worth of inventory right now in Wilsonville. And sale price as a percent of the original list price, you can kind of see we started off with about just under 99% of original asking price, so almost full price, and that got down to about 95%, about a 5% discount, and it has kind of gone back up, increased back up to this last week, hitting about 97%. So about a 3% discount on average right now is kind of what sellers are getting for their homes. So, all in all, with inventory, weeks of inventory really falling. and prices kind of increasing, strengthening. Definitely kind of moving back into more of a seller's market as we're kind of heading into spring here again, with just limited inventory, and a lot of buyers are still kind of sidelined a bit, or kind of just biding their time a little bit with regards to where the interest rates are at. And we'll finish this off with looking at rates here, what's going on. So according to Mortgage News Daily, which is the website I use to kind of keep track of what's happening in the mortgage market, you can kind of see again, I've talked about this before, but we got about touched 8% here on rates here when we kind of got into late October, early November. And then we saw a really huge drop in rates over the next month and a half, down to just about 6.6% here, kind of heading into the new year. And then unfortunately, we've kind of trended back up from there, got back above 7% for a good period of time. And then 2 weeks ago, early that first week in March, we saw a nice retracement here. Got back down into the sixes, about 6.6, 6.7% for a 30-year fixed. And this last week, unfortunately, just kind of gave it all back. We had a couple inflation reports that came out that were hotter than expected, and the CPI and PPI reports that measure inflation, they came in higher than anticipated, and that kind of drove the bond market to sell off and cause rates to rise back above 7% for a 30-year fixed rate on a 30-year loan for a good prime borrower. So not the direction we want to go, but it is what it is, unfortunately, as they say. So anyway, that is the update for now. Hope it was helpful for you. As always, if I can answer questions or be of any help, please don't hesitate to reach out. My phone and email address are always down below these videos. So let me know what I can do to help. And as always, really appreciate any feedback that you have on these videos, likes, comments, any shares. They're always really appreciated. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please hit that red subscribe button before you leave and stay up to date on what's happening in your local market. So hope you have a great day and week ahead, and enjoy this beautiful sunny weather we've had. Hope you had a great St. Patrick's Day weekend, and we will see you on the next update.